Tonight on DC News Now, tracking Hurricane Erin.
Waves are building. We're getting higher tides. Waves pushing up onto the beach.
The rough conditions seen across the East Coast and the warnings for beachgoers.
And back here locally, we'll notice those winds picking up for your Thursday as Erin passes well offshore. The latest details and a look at that forecast coming up.
Frustration with federal agents hiding their faces behind a mask.
This is why they're different than police. Police don't wear masks. Police wear badges. You can clearly tell who a police officer is.
The criticism from Mayor Bowser as some congressional leaders push for change.
A deadly 7-car crash in Prince George's County. The heartbreak as 2 women are killed.
Virginia's first and only gubernatorial debate is set. What they'll have to consider with early voting just a month away.
Watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran. We are continuing to track Hurricane Erin as it has its tracked this massive storm heading north off the East Coast. Take a live look right now at the latest satellite video of the system. The National Hurricane Center is saying that Erin is set to produce life-threatening surf and extremely dangerous rip currents all along most of the East Coast over the next few days. The tropical storm conditions are expected to pick up tonight in North Carolina's Outer Banks.
Yeah, many beaches now closed from the Carolinas all the way up to New York, and that includes Ocean City, Maryland. Beach Patrol posting this video today. They say the conditions in the water, they're deadly. Dangerous breaking waves and rip currents there. And nobody actually right now is allowed in the water. You can be on the beach, not in the water. We'll have a live interview with the head of Beach Patrol coming up in just a few minutes.
And let's take a live look now at Kill Devil Hills in North Carolina. You can see people out there on the pier fishing, enjoying the night, but there has been rough surf that has been slamming onto that area, and there are officials that continue to warn that it could be quite dangerous out there.
Absolutely. For the latest on the timing of this big storm, Chief Meteorologist Jackie Layer here, and the storm is out to sea, but really affecting a good portion of the East Coast.
Yes, I mean, you guys talked about the rip current risk and then also that battering surf as well. Those swells that are, again, being pushed onto the coast over the course of the last, 24 hours. We've been seeing some of those videos there of the waves really reaching the coastline too, across the Outer Banks and even up and down much of the eastern seaboard, even up towards New Jersey. But Erin, right now, as of the 8 p.m. update from the National Hurricane Center, it's still a high-end Category 2 hurricane. Now, the eye of the storm still at least 245 miles south-southeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, so along parts of the Outer Banks there, but still boasting 110-mile-per-hour winds, Category 2, but it is expected to strengthen to a Category 3 overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. It makes its closest pass at the eastern seaboard, which is out towards North Carolina there, as we look over the course of the next 12 hours before it moves its way north and eastward and out to sea. So yes, it remains offshore, but as of the 8 p.m. update, already noticing some of those outer rain bands just brushing parts of the Outer Banks at this moment, and we'll likely see some more of those rain bands reaching out towards the Outer Banks over the course of the next few hours too. But a wider view of satellite and radar, this cold front that turns into a trough keeps Erin out at sea. That's why it remains off the coast, but still some of the northern fringes of some of the clouds associated with Erin reaching as far north as at least the southernmost parts of our area. So as we look towards tomorrow, tracking the wind, but I'll have more details coming up.
Hey guys, Eddie, good deal. Come here. So we decided.
You can see Vice President J.D. Vance and the Defense Secretary there, both visiting National Guard troops stationed at Union Station. There are 800 D.C. Guards and more than 1,000 service members from Republican-led states like South Carolina, Ohio, Louisiana, and West Virginia. There are nearly 2,000 National Guard troops and federal officers patrolling D.C. streets at this point, and the DOJ says they've now made 550 arrests since last Monday.
And most of the law enforcement out there patrolling the streets in D.C. are wearing a mask or concealing their identities in some way. And the practice is really renewing a lot of scrutiny right now. DC News Now's Ben Dennis joining us live tonight in DuPont Circle. And Ben, the mayor now calling them out.
That's right. Earlier today, in a room full of reporters, Mayor Bowser says she sees no reason why law enforcement should be wearing masks. We often see that's the case involving ICE agents when they're making arrests and detaining people. Meantime, renewed efforts in Congress to make sure those masks are prohibited on ICE agents and an increasing call for transparency.
Should be able to see their face.
Who's behind the mask? It's a question D.C. residents have who've witnessed people being detained and arrested in real time, even at checkpoints that have popped up since D.C. police was federalized.
Why do you have a mask on if you're just doing your job?
A military organization is not trained to de-escalate situations the way the police can be.
Richard Condino just relocated to D.C. for a study abroad program. He says he hasn't seen federal agents and the National Guard in person, but he has taken notice of viral videos showing recent arrests by masked men.
Police don't wear masks. Police wear badges. You can clearly tell who a police officer is.
There's no reason for any official to wear a mask.
Mayor Bowser addressed the issue Wednesday.
I think this is a good question for the Congress to prohibit law enforcement agencies that are going to be working in an urban environment from wearing masks.
Why are you wearing a mask?
New York Democratic Congressman Dan Goldman introduced a bill in June that would not only prohibit Homeland Security agents from wearing masks when detaining people and making arrests, but also that they wear a uniform or insignia identifying which agency they work with. Virginia's 2 Democrat senators urging for a similar change.
Somebody comes in a mask, not identifying themselves, brandishing weapons possibly, grabbing people, telling them they need to be detained. It raises all kinds of security challenges in crowded courthouses.
And earlier this summer, President Trump's so-called border czar, Tom Homan, had said that he thinks masks help keep ICE agents safe, concealing their identities, potentially their families' names, and if someone decides to go further, where they possibly live. Now, we did reach out to the Department of Homeland Security for additional comment in light of the mayor's remarks earlier today. We wait to hear back. In DuPont Circle, Ben Dennis, back to you.
See our full continuing coverage of President Trump's takeover of D.C. police. It's on our website right now. You'll also find the many reactions to the president's crackdown, what D.C. families and businesses are experiencing, and also a breakdown of the violent crime statistics that D.C. police say is at a 30-year low. Just go to dcnewsnow.com and click on the D.C. Takeover tab.
An alert now for kids in the district on this very last weekend before you head back to school. A new expanded curfew zone you can see right here is going to continue along U Street. Starting tomorrow night at 8, large groups of kids under 18 will not be allowed to gather in this area that's shaded in yellow. It includes 15th and V Streets over to T and 7th Streets. The new curfew zone continues until Sunday night, but the citywide restrictions for kids under 18 that goes every night from 11 until 6 in the morning, and that remains in effect through the end of the month.
Also in D.C., a National Guard vehicle crashes right into a car in Capitol Hill. D.C. Fire says one person was taken to the hospital but should be okay. It happened this morning near 8th Street and North Carolina Avenue Southeast. No word yet what caused that crash. We're working to get more details as the investigation continues. Meanwhile, developing now in Maryland, we're learning new information on just a horrific 7-car crash in Prince George's County that killed 2 women.
And one victim had just returned from this family vacation. DC News Now's Tim Reed has more from relatives who described their cousin as a woman who just lit up the room.
State police tell us 7 vehicles were involved in the fatal accident Tuesday afternoon right here along Landover Road. Family members of one of the victims killed in that crash is speaking out and are grieving their loss.
It was just yesterday that we talked to her, and then today we're planning a memorial service. So it's nothing that you can explain or put a timeline for because our hearts are broken.
Family members of 31-year-old Deandra Bird are grieving. Just 1 week ago, they all went on vacation in Aruba. They spent the afternoon flipping through photos, remembering what she meant to the family.
I'm thankful and grateful because although I always spent time with Deandra here, but we were able to come together and we have those lasting memories. We were able to take pictures on the beach with the entire family.
Tuesday, police say Bird and her friend, Tara Gross, were both killed in a multi-car accident in the intersection of Landover Road and St. Joseph's Drive. Gross was driving and Bird was her passenger.
I want people to remember that Deandra was very giving, loving, full of life, Anybody that she met, they loved her.
State police say a person driving a Honda Accord struck a curb divider and went airborne. The Honda then hit a Toyota Tundra, pushing it into another car. 4 other vehicles were struck. As a result of the collision, the vehicle Deandra Byrd was riding in was also hit.
I feel really bad. I've never had a family member who passed away since my parents.
State police say speed was a factor, and charges are pending the outcome of this investigation. In Landover, Maryland, Tim Reed, DC News Now.
DC News Now is your local election headquarters. A date is set. The first and only debate in Virginia's gubernatorial race is happening in October.
Republican nominee Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earle-Sears and Democratic nominee former Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger will meet at Norfolk State University. Political analysts say they will each have to approach the debate differently. For Spanberger, the perceived frontrunner, analysts say she should try avoiding making a mistake.
On one hand, don't appear unwilling to engage, do respond to questions. At the same time, any risk of a potential soundbite that gets spun a different way may hurt her in the polls.
As for Earle-Sears, pundits say that the focus should be on tying herself to Governor Glenn Youngkin while avoiding any connection to the president.
Sears has a chance to reintroduce herself to the public and then basically say, I have a view of keeping Virginia on the positive track it's been on, and I'm going to show you that I have the capabilities to do that.
That debate on October 9th. Coming up on DC News Now, a violent afternoon in Maryland. A man is killed in a shooting that hurt several people in Oxon Hill.
And as we continue to track Hurricane Erin, while you're warned, stay out of the water in Ocean City this weekend, even after the storm passes. A live interview with the head of Beach Patrol straight ahead.
Aaron, we're just going to be tracking breezy conditions out there tomorrow and some cloud cover. I'll have more details on that. The latest with Aaron coming up.
Ahead at 9:30, if the summer heat made your energy bill too hot to handle, we are helping you stretch your dollar, how you can get hundreds in relief funding.